What's good, gamers? My name is Dr. Ryan Terao, PsychSensei. I'm an esport and clinical psychologist, and I work with gamers just like you. I'm so happy to be hosting this Voltaic AMA, and shout out to 1HP. We're a multidisciplinary team. We have nutrition. Sorry, Casey. No, you're a dietitian. We have a dietitian. We have a chiropractor. We have physical therapists, and we have esports psychologists or mental performance coaches that help gamers just like you reach their goals, be their best selves, all of these things. I had a really interesting question yesterday also from a client that I was working with, and as we're going through kind of the same thing we were talking about just now about aiming or detilting or all these things, or actually setting good goals and breaking them down, they were like, hey, do these things translate to life? And I was like, absolutely. Everything that we do here, everything that we talk about here can translate into life, because if you think about it, your game is a performance. School is a performance. Going out with your friends is a performance. Going to work is a performance. All of these things are a performance. So even though we were going to be focusing on you, shooting, aiming, playing, tilting, goals, whatever you guys want to talk about, I hope you understand and you hope you know. Or if you have, how can I translate this? You can bring this up and we can talk about how you can use your games to improve your life and use your life to improve your games. It's all connected, baby. What I love to do here is just answer all the questions. I got my Twitch channel open if you want to see my beautiful Asian face. Find me at the PsychSensei on Twitch. And also, shameless plugs, bro. Today, and every Friday, I drop a YouTube video. And so today, I dropped a video concerning self-talk. So if you want to go check that out, you can find me on YouTube at PsychSensei. Thank you for the follows, my friends. Thank you for the follows. You can find that on YouTube, and also if you want to just listen to the beautiful voice of myself and you want to maybe take me on a car ride, or maybe before you go to bed or whatever, you can find my podcast wherever you find your major podcasting hosts at The Construct. It's a nod to the Matrix, where we can load anything into that podcast area. So if you are in the Discord, the Voltaic Discord, I highly encourage you to go join it. Amazing community for people trying to improve their aim or get better at FPSs. So please join their Discord. But if not, you can join me on stream and I can see all the questions and I'll go through them. If you're in the Discord, just raise your little hand and I can bring you up on stage because I have the power of bestowed upon me by Hot Rod. Thank you. If you have questions, you want to join the show, please come on down, ask your questions, and you and I can have a conversation. Please, please, please. Well, Palm, I got you. Come on down. Thanks for the follow, by the way. You should be getting in. There you go. Well, Palm, what's up, buddy?
Oh, hey. Okay, so this is like really perfect timing.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know how long I can speak and stuff, but
you got 2 minutes. Go. Nah, just kidding, bro. As long as you want, bro. I'm here for the community.
Okay,
We're just vibing, bro. We're just vibing.
So like, okay, I'll try to keep it short, but like, I think for me as a person,
yeah,
I've always kind of just been seen as like a gifted kid when I was younger.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So
like a gifted and talented, very smart guy.
Yeah. Then like this pressure of like a this, right?
Sick.
Like the whole pressure.
Congratulations.
Part.
Yeah.
No, like, huh?
Congratulations for being gifted. I'm sorry about the problems, but it's awesome that you're gifted.
Like,
yes.
And then like the whole pressure of that you have to like live up to expectations and whatnot, or like live up to your own expectations and whatnot.
Okay, yeah.
But like, let's say I kind of grew past that point, right? Like, I had like also have help with that. I think. So now like the issue I've had, most prominent issue, is that whenever I just like some like things I like to escape in, let's say games, right?
Okay.
If I had a bad day outside of gaming, right?
Yeah.
So let's say a bad day at home or like a bad day at school, like anything, right? And then I don't think really much of it, right? Like I don't think much of it, I don't think much about it. Like it doesn't really affect me. At least that's what I think.
Yeah.
Until I actually play what I like to do, right? Until I do something that I want to do, like enjoy doing.
Okay.
And then I'll notice like a huge slump, if that makes sense.
Slump in performance, slump in feeling, slump in...
Just get agitated easily, stuff like that, like everything.
Okay.
I don't know how to like deal with it. I've been trying to deal with it like past year long. Like I've been like, I think I just got so delusional to myself, but like, because I play Valorant mainly, right? And I got him like, not just my first comm game, and I got immortal super quickly for the time spans.
And
then like not act before. I got to like Immortal 3, but it took so much like effort. I think I went up and down like 300 RR, like more than I think maybe 18 times. And I tried to ask for friends for help and stuff, and they simply said play more, right? So
Play
like
more,
fix
yes.
it.
Pipehead, yes,
So
yes,
I
yes.
just played more. So I played maybe let's say 470 games that act
Uh-huh.
in one act. That's a lot of
Oh,
games.
boy. Okay.
But I did get it at the end, right? But now I'm like playing the game again, and then I had like a few arguments at home and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Right. So Monday night I'm like in high elo again, right? The night after because I had arguments and stuff like that. I'm like
Okay.
chilling until I play a game and then I notice how bad I'm playing. Or like I'm trying my best to like perform and I can't perform. I can't like seem to perform at all. No matter how hard
Wow.
I'm trying because of like it's like I'm like trying to like manipulate myself that's not like that. And I don't know what to
Oh.
do about it because I'm like, okay, clearly it's affecting me, but I don't know what to
Yeah.
do about it other than just playing.
Interesting. Okay, there sounds like there's two things here to me, and then just let me know. This is what I got. So, interestingly, first it sounded like that gaming and playing games and something you enjoy was use the word escape or something that was for you that you found enjoyment in from a hard day or what have you. But then you've noticed that before, when you used to play the games, you could kind of escape and have fun. But now you're finding yourself, if you had a bad day playing the game, now you're getting more irritated more quickly playing the game.
I think I've had it like my whole life, maybe, with like everything, like even in sports or like even in school or like. And I just kind of don't really know what to do about it. I even tried like what's it called? 2 weeks ago, actually, I tried to like consult like a therapist about it or like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
doctor, if that makes sense.
Okay. Okay, first of all,
So kinda-
maybe it's good to start here. Like, I'm a doctor, I'm a sports psychologist, but I'm not technically
Okay.
your sports psychologist. Yes, so I'm just giving you some tips and tricks or some things
no,
or
of course.
and some things like that, right? So disclaimer, asterisk, whatever. And so the first thing that I'm thinking about for you is that I work on a 3-step model. Okay, we call it the AKA model. For the first step of the AKA model is always awareness, right? We have to know what's happening before we can take actions to do anything about it. We have to kind of understand it to do something different, right? And the second step is knowledge. We have that knowledge piece, that piece of insight, that thing that helps you understand a little bit more, so you have you know what to do. And then the last part is the action, is the actual doing it, the being consistent in that change to help yourself. Okay, so the AKA model, 3 steps. Typically, the first step is we don't know. Second step is really hard because like we know it, but we don't really know how to put into action. And then once we get into that third step, it's nice. We can try to be consistent in it. Okay, so for you, I think we're going to work on this awareness piece first of why you're doing this, when does it happen, how does it progress, and then from there, maybe we can get into the knowledge piece for you. Is that cool?
Okay.
All right. So it seems like games were the place for you to have fun. They were the place for that you could be you that outside world couldn't affect. But now it seems like the outside realness of the world is affecting your games, and now you're acting out, feeling bad, getting more angry more quickly in these games. How come do you think it's sliding into the gaming area for you? Life and stuff is sliding in.
What do you mean sliding in, like affecting or?
Yeah, like how come you think you're getting more irritated more quickly? And it seems like you're not alone. People in the chat are saying that. Oh yeah, I get more irritated more quickly also. So
I like
what?
it's not even like agitated. It's like I just get sad. Like I don't even get
Sad.
like I don't get angry to like I punch something or like I just get sad.
Okay. Okay. Sad. Sad. How come? Good. Nice
I
correction.
Because I want to perform. I want to perform so bad to the point where like I just can't bring myself. Like I want to bring myself to. I'm trying to bring myself to. I just can't get it out of it.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe it's
Now,
just all in my head.
maybe. Quick question. Like when you play these games, what are you playing for? Are you playing for fun? Are you playing for climbing? Like what is the purpose you're playing for?
So I think when I was climbing a lot, right?
Uh huh.
I think one thing I really try to do is just to keep a strong mental,
Okay.
being nice towards everyone in my team,
Okay.
no matter if they're toxic, still thank them for any type of calm, not try to chase too much on their actions, if they may be bad actions or like whatever, not
Okay.
really like not like coaching behind them the whole game, because I know people get irritated from that too.
Yeah.
It's just I'm just trying to keep a good environment, if that makes sense. Most of my games.
Okay.
Like I've kind of always been, even like friends pointed out this to me. Like sometimes the friends I hang out with don't hang out at all unless I'm there,
Oh,
and that's weird. I don't know how to feel about that.
well, how come that's weird? That's not weird. That's cool.
I don't know.
So it seems like you're the connector, you're that person that wants to make the environment nice. And when you play these games, are you playing with people you know, or are you playing with complete randies and
So
solo queue?
usually what ends up happening is I just end up solo queuing
Okay.
because not
Okay.
everyone is always available. If that makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes. Okay. So something that you might want to think about is that like solo queue and playing with your friends or people you know are going to be kind of different experiences, yes? And so if you're in solo queue, are we playing for fun? Are we playing to climb? Are we playing to chill and vibe? Like what are we trying to play for?
I think I just like the idea of like just playing together. If that makes sense, like we're making plays together, we're winning together. If that makes sense.
We're winning
As to where
together.
as a very in solo queue, not everyone always wants to work together, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, well,
then I think my girlfriend pointed it out. Sometimes I get into the habit of making hero plays too much because
oh.
of solo queuing, if that makes sense. Because I think like the problem I had, it was like I'm not winning a game unless I drop 30. Like that's what I had in my head. I don't win a game unless I drop 30, unless I always perform really well, I won't win. Even if I perform well, I will lose. If that makes sense.
Wow. Okay. I think for
So
you,
I
my
really drove myself to that point where like I have to perform that well. And that's when I started climbing too, to like actually like win.
okay. All right. So, something that I'm picking up from you, man, is that we might have to take on different mindsets for the different things that you're doing. For example, I
Hmm.
think your solo queue mindset has to be okay. When I talk about solo queue mindset, I'm not talking about like the solo queue mindset, right? When I'm talking
No,
about
no,
solo
like
queue
when I'm
mindset,
solo queuing.
yes, right. When you're solo queuing, that mindset, I think it might be helpful for you to understand. Okay, when I'm playing solo queue, this is what I'm gonna play for. I'm gonna play to climb. I'm gonna play to get kills. I'm
Hmm.
gonna play to improve positioning, my character, what have you. Because I think you also acknowledge that in solo queue, something that you like doing in games is making sure that everyone's playing together. And the thing that stuck out to me is like we can win together. That's very important to you. But at the same time, like you mentioned, solo queue may not be conducive to that way of play because everybody may be playing for different things. So if that's
Hmm.
true, it might be helpful for you to make sure you're playing or you know what you're playing for in solo queue so you get what you want out of that experience. Now, taking that to the side, when you are queuing up with your friends, if you want to play with your friends, I think it's important to understand what you're going to do with your friends, how you're going to play with them, and what you're going for. I'm trying to keep a good environment for my buddies. I'm trying to just vibe with my friends after school or work. I'm just trying to enjoy playing together. So if you were to switch these mindsets, it might be
Hmm.
more conducive to the thing that you're doing, then it might not make you feel so bad because you have a direct focus in what you're trying to do. What do you think about that?
Yeah. And also the thing is, I'm pretty sure I can only duo queue. I mean, I can't now, but normally I can only duo queue in that rank.
Mm-hmm.
And you like I don't know, like I'm not the big of we always have to play together. I just do what kind of feels off the team. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I understand you might get the idea of if I'll get upset if they don't play together or something. Because a lot of the times I tell myself to just focus on my own role and thoughts.
Uh-huh.
But then I think I sometimes do get lost. I get lost in the sauce where I'm like, okay, I have to make hero plays.
Oh, I mean, it depends, right? As I think if you think that, like, oh, I have to make hero plays, if you're playing with your friends or you're doing something that might help is saying, like, verbalizing that, bro, I think I have to do these things, or I'm going to, as long as you say to your friends what you're going to do, what you want to do, what you plan to do, then at least your friends, your team has a chance to play with you or play off of you. But if you're making solo plays by yourself and they don't know what you're going to do, then it's harder for you to do the things that you want to do, because maybe if you want to make that play and your friends know that you're going to go in, or that you want to have want to do this crazy play, then maybe there's things that they can think about to help you so it's more successful versus you just running in and looking like you don't know what you're doing. But really in your head you have an idea of what you do. You just have to say it so people can
Verbalize it.
understand it. Yes. What
Okay.
do you think about
No, I
that?
get that. I think I do, But then I think because I sometimes solo queue too much,
Oh,
I sometimes forget about it sometimes for like the first 1 or 2 games
that
until they
makes
point it
sense.
out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, really? I didn't like, and I don't realize it.
Right.
I'm like, wait,
I thought
okay.
you guys were behind me. My bad. So yeah.
No,
So
no. It's like as in solo queue, I don't really expect any kind of help, even though I ask for it. They don't really do it half the time. So I'm kind of just like,
yes.
just fuck it, we ball.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But
Yes.
then like I feel like the main issue like I just have is like once I get in that slump, I find myself falling back to it, right? Or like I always just somehow end up in a slump and I can't get out of this like weird plateau part. I seem to get in like everything, like sports or school or like games.
Yeah. And what do you mean this plateau part?
So let's say, like with sports, I like play football for like a while, like I think 10 years. Like that was like my first like competitive type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got good at that at like a decent enough level where you can get like to like not international but like national like team or like a bigger club or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But after that, I don't seem to improve, right? Or I seem to plateau, or I like get into a slump. Like that, those are the two main issues: the plateauing part and then the slump part. Get like letting my outside emotions affect my performance too much in whatever I enjoy doing.
Yeah, okay. I love that word plateau. Have you ever been bouldering before, or have you seen rock climbers or things like that before?
Yeah. And it
Okay.
only gets hard to climb, right?
Oh,
The higher you
so
go.
well, sometimes depends how tired you are. But the thing that I learned, or the thing that when I was my sister, she was into like rock climbing before, and so when she was I was in college and I was a pole vaulter, so I was like, oh, stacked on the top, right? And so I was like, bro, I got this. It's so easy. What's so hard about climbing these rocks? And so what I didn't understand though, because I thought climbing is just like use your arms and you're gonna grab and pull and grab and pull, right? And you're just gonna climb these rocks. But what I had to learn and that I didn't understand is that sure, your arms play a very big part in rock climbing, but what's even more important is unlucky legs. So all y'all people, don't skip leg day. Like legs are very important. And so you need to understand is though, as high as you grab high, if you want to go as high as your hand, guess what's got to go close to your hand?
Your leg.
Your foot. Right? Because if your hand is here and your foot's here, you can use your foot to push off so you can reach the next handhold. So for you, in your plateau, what I'm thinking is you're either holding on with your hands or you need to get your feet up so you can spring back up to get to your next handhold. So when you're in this plateau... Oh, go on.
Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
I'm listening.
No, you're good.
I'm looking at other weaknesses instead of the main weakness I already worked on.
Yes. So once your weaknesses reach the same as your ceilings, your feet reach your hands, the next handhold is going to be easy to get. But sometimes what happens is we think that, oh, we have to do this other thing, we have to double down on our strengths, we have to focus on our aim, but really, it might be the other things that you're saying, okay, if I'm going to make hero plays, I have to talk. Or I realize in solo queue, I cannot make these hero plays. Or in solo queue, I have to do things differently to make sure that I can be in the positions, be in the right places, or whatever to make sure that I get the kills, execute the strategy the best way I can. So that's when I'm thinking of these little plateaus. And also, it's hard because sometimes what people do is they compare their previous experiences to what they're doing, like the climb. I'm climbing so fast. For example, maybe you climbed out of iron to gold to whatever really quickly. But then as soon as you get to your ceiling, the improvements that you need to make are these small little ones that are going to get you the bigger leaps versus, oh, this small little thing is going to be these huge ones, right? So focusing on the small...
So the big part would be like aim, which is not really a factor anymore, let's say.
Because everybody can aim at a certain point, yes.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
I think I get that part though, because like, yeah.
Cool. All right.
But
so
like
we've been
you clarifying it like helps a lot with like
Sick.
the overall thought process. That makes sense. It's not like I'm not saying it's not helpful.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
right now we're
like because I'm in a slump right now. I'm probably just ignoring like the normal thought process I normally have.
right.
So you saying it just helps a lot, right?
Right. And we're just working in the awareness piece right now. The awareness, unlocking, changing that mindset so you can find those things that you want to do differently. That's what we're talking about. So we've been talking for a little bit. Tell me, what are the takeaways? What are you thinking about now?
I kind of just don't know what to do when I'm in the slump,
Okay? When you're in the
or how
slump,
to avoid getting myself into the slump. Maybe that's a better.
you're unlucky. I don't think it's inevitable that we're gonna get into slumps. It's no one never experiences a slump. Like, we're all going to get into slumps at one point in our career, at one point in the game. What's important to understand is A, that we're in the slump. B is to take a step back to realize, okay, what am I focusing on that's not as effective? Or what are the things that may be counterintuitive to what I'm doing? For example, playing a lot of games. People say, okay, if you want to get better, you have to play a lot of games. True, you do. At the same time, how intentional are these games? What are we focusing on these games? What skills are we working on in these games to get better? Because I think, yes, people just say, play more games, 5-head, like, just keep playing and you get better, which is true, you will, because you will probably pick up something mechanically, you'll probably soak up something passively, but if you want to really improve at a fast rate, it's, can I set an intention? Can I set goals? Can I set the right direction for myself to get better versus spamming games? So for you in this slump, take a step back, maybe reanalyze. Probably you're really tired because you're playing a lot of games, and refocus on the things that are going to get you the most bang for your buck. And then realizing that the slump is natural. This is a part of it. And I'm thinking another thing that I'm linking to is because you're a smart person. You know, something that you started this conversation off is I was a gifted person. I was like always in the high achieving classes that maybe typically things come easy, like maybe a little easier, you pick things up faster, or you can figure out things more quickly than the average bear. And when you hit the slump, you're like, wait, what's happening? This doesn't happen to me. I don't hit slumps, you know. But at the same time, realizing that this is a normal part of the process, you know.
I get that. Okay, no, because I don't always see it that way. Because sometimes I'm like, okay, this is where I have to start putting more effort, but that's different because like, okay, that's then two different things, right?
Right.
Because that's then what I think is, okay. So what you explained to me with the part is like what it normally should be like, how I should see the slump, right? But that's how I see things. For like, oh, I need to put a little bit more effort now. But that's something else then, right? So I'm fixing the two thought processes.
Right. Or like effort. Okay, I should put more effort into it. What kind of effort? Let's get more specific versus effort equals time. I just put more time versus what is the more effective effort I can put in plus time. Okay. Cool, huh?
I see. No, it's more like, I don't know. Like, I just hate how much it affects me, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I think something that's going to be really important, I think it's really important for all of you too, is the importance of showing yourself some grace. Because I think that, I mean, think of this, like when you play with your friends and they make a mistake, what do you tell them?
All good.
All good, bro. Don't worry. I see what you're trying to do. Go get them next time. But when you make a mistake, what do you tell yourself?
All good. Or I mean, not always all good. More like, fuck, I could have gotten that, or like stuff like that.
You shoulda, coulda, woulda. How could you? Why'd you have that shot? You dumb dummy. Maybe those other things. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, think of it this way. If you're actually like treated yourself like your friends when they make a mistake, what would that learning process be like for you? I'll get them on the next one. Okay, this one I need to focus on. Okay, bro, don't worry. I saw what you're trying to do. That was a good thought. How would that be for your learning process? For the even experience of playing?
I just don't know.
Ah. Maybe that's hard to hear too, but I mean, I'm thinking like if you're actually nice to yourself, or you've encouraged yourself or treated yourself like you do your friends. Another thing that you said earlier was, I like to be the person that brings everyone together in this game. Okay, if that's your role with everybody else in the game, let's do that for ourselves. Let's bring us back into the game. Let's show ourselves a little grace, a little kindness in the learning process when we hit these plateaus. And I bet you the experience of playing, the experience of learning is going to be a lot different than what it is now.
Okay, no, I get that.
Okay, so I think for you, number one, understanding that it's a normal part of the process of hitting a plateau. Number two, I think it's important for you that when you reach that plateau, it's important to look at your feet and not your hands, right? What are the other things that I can do to boost me up besides keep climbing with my arms? I think number three is treating yourself like a friend. And when these things happen, understanding this is a part of the process and being kind to yourself through this learning process, and understanding that you're a fast learner and you're just getting irritated because maybe this is one of those things where it might take you a little bit longer and effort does not equal time. effort equals specific things that I do over time to get me improvements. What do you think about that?
I think that's perfectly worded.
Sick, bro. All right, is it cool if I get the next person on stage, dude?
Yeah, I just one like last
Yeah.
question,
Yeah.
and that is all over. That's all good. Okay.
No worries, no
'Cause I
worries.
think I took a lot of time because I think I just rambled on for a bit.
All good, all good. We
Um,
got to where we need to be. That's the most important thing, bro.
Yeah. So, what do I tell myself when I notice myself getting into okay, no. Um,
When you notice
how do
yourself
I
getting,
notice it? How do I notice it easier?
I think you notice it. I think you notice it, and you probably notice it because you're getting irritated. There's probably some negative self-talk in there. There's probably some shoulda, coulda, woulda. So maybe some guilt and shame. And that thing that you said is, I just get sad. So I think you
Okay,
understand
yeah,
when
no.
it happens. I think when this is happening, the thing that it might be important is to take a step back. Okay, what am I doing? How am I doing this? What is making me sad, upset, irritated, guilty? Okay, and what's more effective that I need to think about, work on to get to the place I need to be, and then showing yourself some grace. It's all right that I'm here. It's a normal part of the process. Everybody gets here. This is not just a me thing. And then refocusing on the things that you want to do. Make sense?
Yeah.
Sick. Good questions, bro. This is fun. Thanks for kicking this off, man.
Oh, okay, thanks, man.
All right. And then, dude, okay, also,
Um,
for everyone in the community, all right, so I put my Discord in here. So if you want to text me later, everyone in the community, and Twitch, if you want to join Discord community for Voltaic, you can find my, whatever. Message me, and then we can all talk, yeah?
Okay.
All right, man.
Thanks,
All right.
thanks a lot. I
No
really
worries.
needed it.
Yeah, thank you. All right. I'm move you to the ons, okay?
Yeah.
Alright. Bye. That was a good question. That was a really good question. Okay. I see you. T John. And don't worry, I see all the comments. I see you. And play nicely, please, in the chat. Stop bullying people. This is a bully-free zone, alright? Yo, what's up, T John? What's up, doggy?
Hello.
What's up?
So I have like 2 questions.
Okay. Yo, well,
one
first of all, you're only
is-
allowed one.
Yeah,
Nah, just joking. I'm just joking.
I have a headset mic. I don't have the best equipment. So I apologize for everybody here.
Nah, you're
It's
good, brother.
just
You're good.
lowering me. 2 questions. I think has helped me in a sense, or I need some guidance on this.
Okay.
I've noticed myself during like when I play games like Apex, or I'm in these scenarios where I've noticed I've put a lot of pressure on myself, and others have put somewhat pressure on me to perform very well. Like it's 1v3, and like if I win this fight, we get a reset, we get to win the game. And there's a lot of pressure, and I catch myself feeling this pressure, and I don't have time, or I can't find the time to kind of go into my protocols of like resetting mentally, of like taking
Interesting.
the deep breath
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like, okay, I can win this. Just take my time, play it right, play it smart. I don't catch myself doing that. And then the second
Oh.
question is, I notice a lot of my friends whenever they play, when I'm playing with them or I catch them on stream, having really bad like self-talk.
Yes.
Noticed them and I've catched them in that. And I'm like, hey, like I went over this, like we've talked about this before, but there should be, is there possibly a different way where I can kind of help them catch themselves faster in that negative self-talk, and then tell them like, hey, like this is what we can do to like what protocols we can implement to get out of that.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so let's take the self-talk one is interesting, and the first suggestion is selfless self-plug. Check out my YouTube video that I just dropped about self-talk. It's hot off the press. So if you want to check out that YouTube video, you can totally find it on my channel. But let's go with the first one first, and we'll go with the self-talk second one, okay?
Okay.
So pressure. So everyone deals with pressure differently, and what is your response to pressure? Does it help you play better? Does it make you freak out? Like, what is it for you?
So for me, I kind of remember this quote, and it was
Ooh.
a coal under pressure makes a diamond, right?
Okay, a cool under pressure makes
And
a diamond.
so under this pressure, I can perform very well, and I can be the best version of me that I can be, right? If though, and this is kind of maybe this if shouldn't be here.
Okay.
If I can
interesting.
if I can perform well, right?
Repeat that one more time. Repeat that one more time.
If I can perform well under pressure, I can become a diamond if I perform well. And maybe if I remove the if and just know that I'm gonna be in a lot of pressure scenarios, it could help me be better.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. I think that when I talk about pressure and stress, I always talk about the brain because it's really fun to think about, where pressure and stress comes from and why we experiencing it. The first thing is frontal lobes, right? From the half point of your head to right above your eyebrows, here to here. These are your frontal lobes. Okay, frontal lobes are important for executive functioning. So that's like thinking, planning, emotional regulation, strategy, impulse control. All the things are important for high pressure situations. Yeah, all this. This is where esports lives. And then we got these two little almond shaped structures like right in the middle, of your head, like on two sides, and they're called your amygdalas. Okay, amygdalas have kept us alive for however long we've been as a species have been keeping us alive, because their sole function is to look for and assess danger. Now, the interesting thing about your amygdalas is they don't associate I'm a die danger, like this is a tiger that's going to eat me danger, or I have this pressure of the situation, or I have to turn this paper in danger. Danger equal danger. That's how it keeps us alive. It doesn't care. It's just scary, run away, or scary, fight, flight, the other F, whatever. Do those things. And so when you think about pressure in the situation, basically what's happening is your amygdalas are sensing or over responding or reacting to all of the factors that may be in your environment that are going to kill you. Especially if you're playing Apex, I mean, you're literally thinking of dying, right?
Yeah.
And so basically what happens is when your amygdalas get too activated, they take over your frontal lobes, and you're no longer thinking with this, you're thinking with these two little structures that were not designed for thinking. They were designed for survival and preservation of life. That's it. And so, really interestingly though, did you know that stress and excitement in your body are the same biological experience? Fun fact. But do you know, if I had to ask you, if you were to take a guess, my dude, what do you think the major factor or the major difference between these two experiences?
The emotions, maybe? Because when you're
Close?
under stress, I don't know. I think that's the closest one I have is the emotions. Like, how you feeling?
Close. Actually, it would be the interpretation of what is happening. So your interpretation of this experience is going to dictate what this experience is. For example, roller coaster. Oh my god, it's so fast, you're screaming, your amygdalas are going crazy, but you're having fun. Because in a sense, you know that you got the lap bar on, you're going to experience some type of danger, but it's in a controlled environment. So really the only thing is, okay, this is fun. So it makes the roller coaster exciting. At the same time, if you were to experience, I'm going to die on this roller coaster, the bar is jiggling and I think it's over. But if you think that, oh my god, I'm going to die, your experience now turns into fear.
Stress.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe the first thing that we think about when you're in this clutch situation is, bro, 1v3, 1v4, this is my time to shine. The game is in my hands, and I've been put in this position time and time again because I'm that guy. I'm Himothy. I got this, right? Like, this is my time to do this thing. So even that interpretation could help you, or even you experience the heart pounding, the sweat maybe, you got these pit stains going on, maybe you're shaking a little bit when you're put in the situation. Instead of thinking, oh my god, it's happening, I'm shaking, I'm nervous, there's so much pressure, what happens if I blah, 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 blah. Instead, it's, all right, this is my body getting ready to do something crazy. This is me getting ready to shoot all of them. My mind is racing because I need all these thoughts. My amygdala is preparing me for all the dangers that are out there so I can address them one by one. My heart's beating because it needs to pump all this blood to my brain so I can think about all the things that are going to come my way. And because of this, I know that I'm ready. What do you think about that reframe for you?
That's good. I think, because it makes a lot more sense now. Because it's like,
Yeah.
I've been in these scenarios before.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe also some of this pressure comes not from internal factors of like, I need to perform very well, but more so external factors. like obviously they can be mitigated because a lot of times when I'm in those scenarios, my friends tell me you win this every day, and then like you win this every time. Like I've never seen you lose these, you know, and like that helps. But there still is kind of that external pressure from teammates. Maybe if I'm solo queuing from randoms that I'm playing with, they're like, this guy's not gonna 1v3, like he's a bot or whatever, you know?
Well, first of all, they're dead, so they can't say shit, because if they were in this situation, they would be alive now, huh?
Yeah,
Secondly,
true.
what if you thought of it like this? Like, you have, if they're dead, now you have 2 spectators cheering you on. You have 2 people hoping and wishing that you get this clutch, because that means not just for you, but for us, we win this game. So instead of thinking that they're watching you, thinking that you're going to fail, just in your head, it may not be true, but it's what you believe. In your head, it's, great, now I have 2 people watching me that are really wanting me to win this for us. Okay, they got me. They got my back. Especially with your friends, because the thing that with your friends that you said is, you win this every day. That makes me think that your friends have full faith in you that you got this, bro.
Yeah. Maybe there's a bit of me that doesn't have it. A little bit of self-doubt that's there. That I've erased most of it, but there's still a small part that's like, what if you don't? But like, at the same time, what if I do? What if they run away? You know? What if
Boom.
like, I can't be thinking of what ifs anymore. Maybe that little what if is holding me back.
Or maybe the what if is, what if I actually clutch this out? What if I actually do something crazy right now? Even focusing on that what if versus the other what if, I'm sure is going to dictate and change what you focus on, what you do, how you shoot. So that's a fine what if. Let's just make sure it's the correct what if. And then your friends are cheering you on. They believe in you. So why can't we believe in ourselves that we got this?
Yeah.
And they're dead. They got nothing to
Yeah.
say because they died, bro. They
Very
didn't play good enough, and that's why they died. Unless they baited for you and then we won, but apparently not, they did. So they can't say shit.
I mean, they wouldn't be down if they won, right? So.
Boom! That's what I'm saying, bro! So yeah, I mean, that's another reframe for you. Like, they have, what they say does not matter because I'm the one playing the game. I'm the one with the power of my hand. Shut up. Don't backseat me. Instead, cheer me on. I'm bringing you to the promised land. Let's go. Okay, so self-talk is another topic. Do you want to talk about, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about what your experience. So is it your self-talk, or you're noticing your friend's self-talk? Which one is it?
It's my friend's self-talk. But there's definitely been times where like I'm in this 1v3 scenario.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
my
yeah.
friend's like, I'm so bad. I can't do anything. And I'm like what? Like, I'm like, huh? Like I see your accolades, I see your achievements. And like I had one friend and she was very like I think we were playing. I was 3 stacking pubs and we were playing. And I believe she's like top 60 crypto with kills.
Okay.
Like really good player, like understands the ins and outs of crypto.
Right.
All this stuff. And is insane, like insane aimer, insane player, like cool person to be around. And I'll catch her having this negative self-talk.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, I can't get any kills today, guys. Like I'm so bad. And I'm like, the fight before, you just squad wiped the team all by yourself. Like, I was nowhere near you. And I have, like, we're on red shields. I have 2 shield cells to my name right now. You went and 1v3'd a team. And then we got into another fight. Something else happened. We got, like, third party. And, like, you went down. And then I clutch up. Like, it's like I don't, like, what are you talking about? Like, it happens, right? And I'll catch her. I've catch a lot of other of my friends as well.
Yeah.
Kind of fall into the same pitfall that I used to fall into of, like, oh, I'm just bad. Like,
yeah.
I can't hit any of my shots. I can't do anything. And it's like, well, first of all, there's something that is out of your control, right? Like, if you no reg on a player, like, that's a server issue, and you can't control the servers, right? Like, you can't get mad at the clouds for raining.
Ooh.
But you can kind of be upset at yourself.
Ooh, I
for
like
not
that
watching
one.
like, you can be upset at yourself for not watching the news and the weather report saying there's going to be a chance for rain, right? You can be a little bit upset of that. So for me, it's like, I tell her this. I tell all my friends this. Like you can't be mad at the clouds when it rains. You know, that is useless. That is wasted effort. You're wasting energy into something that you can't control. Like, we don't have a weather machine. It would be great, but also like something that's just out of our control. You know. Yep. And so I would tell them this, and they're getting better at it. But I think sometimes there could be a different way I can approach them to talk about this stuff, because I catch it with a lot of my friends. Yeah. I have like other friends who are insanely like insane aimers, and they'll just like post on Twitter or whatever, and they'll do this stuff, and they just like want to disappear, or, like they want to be gone for some reason. And like I think for them it's too much pressure to be online and post
Okay.
a lot of stuff and all their content. I think
Okay.
they're caught up with the content creator type thing, especially in like the AIM sphere, as you can call it.
Aim sphere. Okay. All right. So before we go on to you, John, let me turn the mirror a little bit back up upon you. When you're doing your self-talk, can you notice and catch yourself doing it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
call myself a lot of times where I'm like,
Okay.
oh man, wait, don't even think about those words that you're gonna say. don't even speak those words into existence, because that's not gonna help you. I have no time to be if I want to progress, there's no time for me to be mean towards myself, because like I'm gonna do things that are wrong, like, and I'm going to progress and I'm gonna try to improve. And then like I have to make these mistakes and I have to make bad plays to see like, okay, what went wrong here,
Okay.
because
That's
like
good.
if I only stick to making good plays, I'll
Yeah.
be playing in autopilot, and then autopilot I won't improve.
Oh.
If I play like with deliberate pilot, I'm on system 2.
Deliberate pilot. I
can-
like that.
I can go in and I can be like, okay, I'm gonna jump off height, even though I'm in a power position. I'm gonna jump off height and I'm gonna try to get this 1v1 because I haven't done this before, and I need to figure out how to do this. And it'd be a good time to be a good place to do that in this environment, because it's pubs. There's no points on the line, and I know money on the line. People play pubs weird in Apex because they think it's LGS, but that's fine. I can deal with that however I want to deal with that. I don't have
Yeah,
to.
Hot Rod. He can deal with it how he wants to deal with it. Leave him alone.
Not even a hot rod. It's like when I play with hot rod, it's fine. Like we just hot rod's jamming, like blasting music in the background. It's a great time. But like other people who are like 3-man swinging me, and like I'm one person, and I'm like, I'm
Mouth from
by
the Matrix.
myself
Ah!
yeah, it's like there's certain things like I can't control that team and how they play. But I
Uh-huh.
can control how I react
Yes.
to their play.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And there's sometimes like also like we'll play ranked, and it's like you can't. My friends are like, we can't predict stupid, so it's like we'll just have to react to it however it is. Like a team might jump off God spot and push us.
Yeah.
Why? We don't know. Like
Yeah.
we're not the threat to be looking at. Like we're down 2, it's just me up, and there's 2 other teams fighting, and then they kill us. Like maybe they want the extra KP, the extra placement. They don't want me to get second. Like you kind of think of that after.
Yeah.
But in the moment, it's like I can't control both those teams looking at me. What I can control is not having my teammates. What I am doing in the scenario. I could have
Yeah.
maybe went to cover. I could have maybe calmed a bit better. Say like, hey, we should grab height. Whatever it could be. So when
Yeah.
I see myself kind of getting in this negative self-talk, I'm like, wait, like, what's the point of even saying these things? Because they're not gonna help me improve.
All right, I
You
guess
know?
we just end the stream right here. T. John said it all. All right, boys and girls, I'll see you guys later. That was great. I had a good time. Thank you, Voltaic. Yes, absolutely, T. John. That is great. I love that perspective. So, yeah, that's perfect. I think what's important, if you're going to talk to your friends about self-talk and things like that, is going to be, what I like to do is ask the questions. Like, hey, do you notice yourself doing this? Yeah, I do. Or no, I don't. If they say no, it's even more data, right? That they don't
Yeah.
see it. But if they just do see it, like, okay, so like, what are you trying to do? Like, what do you, like, how is this helping you? What would you like people to respond to you? Where is this coming from? And from there, I think it's just it's going to be a fun conversation to see what, how, why, when that this happens. Because again, going back from my last conversations about increasing that awareness, because if people understand that they're doing it, they have more chances to catch themselves like you are doing. So for them, it's increasing their awareness of you're doing it again. Or, hey, every time you do it, bro, I'm going to say bananas. Or I'm going to say something stupid so you realize that you're doing it. And my goal is to help you catch yourself in that moment to do what you're doing. Don't even think that thought. Or I was just saying this. I was say bad word. I'll say a bad word. And I didn't. So I think it's helping them increase that awareness, because I think sometimes when people say you're doing your negative self-talk, that kind of may get under some people's skin. So when they're in a cool, calm, collected state and not tilted off their brain from that last game or whatever, it's gonna be very important to ask them these questions. Hey, you said this, like, whoa, would you ever tell me that, bro? No, I'd never say that. Well, dude, let's be nice to yourself like you would be me. Pretend I'm you. Let's treat ourselves like this. How do you think it would be? And then when they don't do the negative self-talk, reinforce. Bro, that was so sick. You didn't say nothing this game. I just heard you really focus on everything you need to do. And look, You got a squad wipe. We got first place. You like styled on this person. So it's also that recognition of when they're not doing it and reinforcing too.
That makes sense. Yeah. I think you just gotta. Cause I definitely have noticed my friends get better at it, and like they'll take some of the things that I'll say and like some
Yeah.
of the quotes that I say, and they'll be like, "Wait, he don't said this. Let me not do this, you know, because he's in my chat and he's gonna say something about it and he's gonna point it out. And
Yeah.
It's like, let me just not do that. So you know, like, okay, that's how it is.
Or at the same time, maybe it's something you work on with your friend. Like, hey, I want to help you. How do you think I can help you to remind you or show you when you're doing it? If I'm in your chat and you see it, I'll be counting or something. I just want to have that conversation with your friends to see what they would think is useful. Because for some person, it's gonna be, bro, please call me out on it. Another person could be like, say something funny so it lifts my mood. Another person could say something else. So another interesting thing is not just self-talk, but the deeper underneath part is, why are they saying these kinds of things? For some people, it's, I want people to help pick me up. For some people, it's, I'm saying this because I'm acknowledging I made a mistake, so other people don't need to jump down my throat. Other people are saying that, like, I say these things because I'm a masochist or whatever, and I need to feel bad to get better, or I don't know. So another deeper question is, why, or what do you want from this? How can I support you in this? What is the purpose of this self-talk? I don't know. I don't even know why I'm doing it. Okay, that's even better. So it's the why. Why are you doing this? What's the purpose of this self-talk?
Yeah.
And everybody's different.
So I definitely have like some friends who are like, I'll ask them the why. So like, because like they'll compare them to me because I've been playing for a bit longer and maybe I'm on like worse hardware.
Okay.
Like, well, you can do it on like 75 FPS and like I'm at 240 and I can't do it. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't do it?
I think it's important in those moments too. It's like, it's not about comparing. I just practiced, you know, like this is something we can do together. I'm here to help and support you. Like it's not about comparing. I just want to help you compare yourself to you, because that's how
what I think I've told a lot of my friends. It's like, you can't compare me to you because we're at different parts of our roads.
Absolutely.
Different stair sets, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Only person you can compare yourself to is you from yesterday, you from last week,
Yes.
you from a year ago.
Yes.
Because
yes.
that's healthy.
Yes.
If you compare yourself to me, then it gets real toxic, it gets real weird. It's like, you know, just icky. Why are we doing this, you know?
Yeah, like, I mean, I think it reminds me of, like, if you guys like David Goggins, amazing person, broken brain, his mental is crazy. But what's really interesting is, like, that piece of, like, oh, if he's doing it, if, Eric Thomas, the hip-hop preacher, if, whoever you're holding up in your head as your example, if they can do it, why can't I do it? Then we get into this guilt and shame spiral that's not good for your improvement. I think it's also understanding when you think about other people or your mentors or the people that you're holding up on a pedestal, it's understanding how they got there, not comparing yourself, but finding that model and working towards it and not pooping on yourself when you fall short. I think that's where the breakdown happens, where people go into this guilt and shame spiral. So absolutely, 100%.
That's it for me.
That's good fun, T-John.
Word. Thank you. I think I have like one more question.
Yeah, buddy.
It's more so of like, I have a hard time. People like, I've told a lot of people this, like my friends. Like, I think Hot Rod knows this. Like, I play on a 75 hertz monitor because I don't have the money to get like better hardware. And everyone's like, you're really good. And it's like, thank you. And I accept the compliments. It's more so people like, kind of like, hey, I want to help you reach this goal. And I don't know how to feel about that sometimes. Maybe it's just a me thing.
What do you mean? Like people want to help you, or what do you mean?
Like I have like definitely had friends who are like, hey, I'm willing to donate money to give you a better monitor. And I'm like, whoa. You know, I get caught up in that scenario where it's like, I don't know how to feel about it. I think it's...
So, okay, on the other hand, what would it be like, T-John, if people set up a GoFundMe for you for a monitor and they got you this monitor? Would you accept the monitor from a GoFundMe from Randy's?
If it's from my friends, like if it's from like a lot of the people that I know, I think so. Probably will. I don't think there's a pride issue. It's more so of like, damn, people like want to help me out, and I never had that. Maybe that's where I'm coming it from.
Whoa.
Like, kind of like, wait a minute. a lot of times, like, I had to do a lot of stuff by myself and figure this out on my own. Like, I've had guides and like paths that have been shown to me, but a lot of times I had to kind of go down those paths by myself. Like, it's different from now because like I remember getting coaching from C7, and like he has showed me a lot of the paths and has walked me down these paths and has like been like, hey, I did this and this was really wrong and bad, and it's like, wow, don't follow the path, like do what I say, not what I do, type thing. Where it's like, I'm not gonna lead you astray, and like he hasn't, and it's just more so of like before though. I think I never had a person like kind of like guiding me down the path in that sense.
Because I mean, let's put the shoe on the other foot. If your friend had like a -2 monitor, and they were shooting people, they're playing off their minds, but like you watch them play, and their characters like tick 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 tick, like you literally see frame. Like, you're watching a slideshow. You're watching them play in PowerPoint, basically. Funny story. I had a friend like that. He was playing a MOBA, and I had no idea how he was playing an assassin with like all these, like, you need to be precise. But when I watched him play on his monitor, it was literally like a slideshow, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? But
yeah,
I mean, if you saw that and you're like, you had the resources, you had the funds, you had the ability to pool funds for this person to give them a monitor, what would that be like for you? Would that be something that like you would hold over their heads? Would it be something that like you would expect something in return, or would that just be something you do for a friend? What would that be like?
It'd be something I do for a friend, and I think I'm not giving myself the same grace that I would for a friend as I would for myself.
Yep, there you go.
I think that's where it is.
I think so. Because if it was you, you'd be like, bro, I want to do this for you. Like, this is something that I think you need. I think this is something like, if you're gonna play basketball, this is your basketball. This is equipment that you need to play the game. Like, and this is something that I want to do for you. And I think that if that's the same vibe that you're getting from your friends, maybe it's wow, thank you. You know, thank you for thinking about me. Wow, I didn't know I meant this too much to you. Or, wow, this is really weird taking this from you, but I really appreciate it. And maybe it could be a you thing. I don't know.
Yeah, probably is. Just not giving myself enough grace. What's happening? So
practice, maybe that's it. Practicing some grace for you, man. Dude, all right, give it up for T-John, bro. Dropping bombs, bro. Thank you, T-John. Is it cool if I just scoot you back to the audience?
Yeah, of course.
All right, bro. Thank you. I see you. I see Riley. You wanna come up here?
No, I came up with something.
All right, what's up, buddy? I got you. What's up?
Yeah. Yeah, so my question is, what do you think about genetics when it comes to gaming? And
oh man,
like a lot of people say like, oh, you need good genetics, and you think like, what are the genetics? And you think like maybe it's IQ, maybe it's reaction time, maybe it's APM, but all of those things you can like improve. So I'm wondering what people say when, or what they mean when they say genetics matter.
Woo, genetics.
Gaming.
Okay. This is a really good question. Okay, so I'm not going to say that people don't have individual gifts. Some people may have faster reaction times, bigger hands, bigger brains, whatever to make them more proficient in a game, or just the way they think, or naturally like just built. They can just do things differently than other people. Now, that's one part, right? I'm going to take a sidestep. What I love about esports and gaming in general, what's really different than like traditional sports. So for example, like basketball. If I'm 7 feet tall, if I'm 8 feet tall, there's nothing you can do to stop me from dunking that basketball. There's nothing, absolutely nothing, right? I'm just built different. Hand me the ball, I'm gonna drop it in because I'm a freaking giant, right? That's just a genetic freak diff. At the same time, when I think about esports and gaming, I think it's the greatest equalizer out there. Why? It's because, sure, you're using your body to play the game, but it's one step removed, because if you think about it, you're not playing the game. No, okay, think about it.
I get what you mean, yeah. I get what you mean.
You're not playing the game, your character is playing the game, right? And it's your ability to think about this character's wants, needs, likes, dislikes, strengths, weaknesses, how they want to play the game in the composition of your team, and then against the enemy composition of the team, and how you can think and execute them in their world. Because you don't belong in the world. They're in the world. You're just the puppet master pulling the strings. And so from that perspective, everything in esports is skills based. Sure, it might take longer for some people to pick up the skills than others. At the same time, with enough focus, effort, and time, you can pick up these skills. To me, in esports, there is no limit to how you can improve because it's all in your head if you think about it. Versus like, there's only so much you can run. There's only so much you can lift. There's only so much you can jump before your body literally puts you down. It will put you down. You'll get injured. You'll fall asleep. You'll be fatigued. Something. But in esports, because you're using fine motor and you're not using gross body motor skills, you can do it for longer periods of time. So you think. There's a limits to it too. But at the same time, like, I think, yes, there is a genetic component. But at the same time, in esports versus traditional, the skills that you can pick up are a lot different, and you can work on all these skills.
Yeah.
So yes and no. There is a genetic component, but at the same time, you can increase that genetic component by practicing or being very specific to the things you do. At the same, what's the other quote? Talent
beats hard work. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
That's it, right there. Boom. That's a quote. Absolutely, like that. That is literally it. Like, you can be predisposed and be, like, the greatest, mechanical player, but if you don't hone your craft, if you don't think about your craft, if you don't practice, that skill is gone, especially in esports. Because something that I've realized is that if you don't touch a game for a week, bro, your mechanics are poop. If you don't think about the game, bro, it's unreal. Unreal. Or if you go from game to game to game to game, like, it's bad. Like, you need to practice your skills to keep them sharp. Of course, that's like anything, but especially in esports, like, it's so easy to get that rust. You know what I mean? So I do think, yes, there's a genetic component, but at the same time, it can be enhanced with skills and practice. Absolutely. That's a great question. So all of you out there, like, yes, you do have a predisposition for what you do in game and how you can play. At the same time, understand you can always enhance it with practice, and if you don't practice, it's going to go into the shitter or back to baseline. One of the two.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Good question. Good question. All right, dude. Is it cool if I boot you to the audience and I answer some questions?
Yeah, sure.
Dude, great question. All right, Riley.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah. Love the fish, love the meatballs, and IKEA. Love them. All right.
The fish aren't even that good. I don't know why people like them.
Oh, they're delicious. Oh, they're delicious except if you have fillings, and it's a GG. It's a wrap, bro. Fillings are come out.
They're not good. If you buy candy, you just get the chocolate, nothing else.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. All right. All right, thanks, man. I'm putting you to the audience.
Thank you.
All right, let me go to. I see some people in the audience. Let me run through the chat right here. I'm sorry, I'm getting so many questions. You guys are so active here. I love it. Please, again, stop bullying people here. Wait, Zeppu, you had a question. It's on my Twitter, and I'll answer it right meow. Zeppu, got you. Question for the stream: how do I manage tilting teammates? How can I cheer them up to get less toxic? To get a less toxic lobby? Zeppu, this is a great question. This is a great question, and it's so funny. I'm thinking about my games yesterday that I was playing in Valorant, where in one lobby, it was very positive. Like, don't worry, we got this. Nice try. Nice shot. That was sick. Versus another lobby we had, and someone was like DCing. Somebody was like being toxic. Somebody was saying like, I'm top fragger. You guys are shit. And just comparing these. Oh, we lost this game totally. Like, it was bad. It was bad. I think we might have won this game, but I don't know. You can check my VOD. But like, just the experience of these two games were so interesting. One was like, even though we might have getting smushed or we made bad plays or we missed shots, like, it didn't feel as bad as that toxic lobby that I was in. And here's the thing, like, the most challenging part is like, we can't control the other 5 people in solo queue, and you have to understand that solo queue isn't the game. Like, okay, I'll repeat that. Solo queue is not the game. Solo queue is a version of the game, right? Like, it's like Valorant-esque. But when you watch like Valorant in like VCT or like the pros play, like, that is a different game. right? And so understanding that when you play solo queue, it's a solo queue experience, and you have to also understand what you're playing for. You have to set your goals, your intentions about what you want to get out of this experience. And I think, yes, you want to win. At the same time, what do you want to get out? Positioning, aiming, character, utilization, if you want to get out utility, if you want to get out something, like what are you trying to practice? So I think that's one thing to make clear, that you can't control your teammates. At the same time, I think what's important is that sometimes you can't control them, but you can control how you respond to them. So I think if you want to try to make your lobby less toxic, you can start by being that less toxic person. Maybe if you want to, maybe nice try. Sometimes like here's the thing too, like even if you type like nice try or nice shot next time, or you try to be positive, text may not always translate over because sometimes someone's trying to be toxic to tell you nice try. You know what I mean? But as long as you are trying to put out that positivity, or you're trying to be less toxic, typically they'll be less toxic too. But if they're not, bro, they're just having a bad day. Understand that it's not you. Don't try to personalize the toxicity as in this is what I'm doing or whatever, or I'm causing them. It could be a them thing. So also understanding and separate them and you. And then to get through that toxic lobby, again, refocus on what you're trying to do. Try to, maybe if it's too toxic, you just don't look at chat or what have you. So you can continue to play at your best level. Because, I mean, here's another thing, too. If you focus too much on the toxicity and trying to fix the toxicity, guess what you're no longer doing? You're no longer thinking about what you need to do in this game, or how you want to perform, or how you want to play your role. So, at the same time, managing your attention, what you're paying attention to, so you can play your best in a solo queue environment. And then sometimes it's just taking that L. Taking that L and going next. I don't know. I think it's really hard because, again, toxicity is something that someone needs to work on themselves, and it's really hard to, like, do it in-game when their frontal lobes are no longer there, you know what I mean? Great question, Zeppu, thank you. Rock climbing is so fun. I didn't understand how challenging it was, honestly. I thought it was just, like, upper body, but then you go to the gym and they're, like, really skinny, like, muscular people with, like, monkey hands. It's weird. I don't understand. It's really interesting. I'd love to go bouldering more. Maybe that's something I will get into when I get to Cali. This is from my Swedish friend, I'm guessing. How do I help a friend with bad mental and constantly blames their mistakes on others? That's a great question. How do you help a friend with a bad mental that constantly blames their mistakes on others? Okay. I wish, dude. I wish that I had a solid answer for this. But here's what makes this question challenging: is we can't show anybody something that they don't want to see. What I mean by that is, like, even if you were to say, like, hey, Justin, I don't know, I'm just throwing a name out there. Hey, Justin, like, I noticed that you're getting really upset and stuff, like, oh, but it's Jason's fault, bro. Jason is just griefing and they're just doing stuff and running it down. Like, it's Jason's fault. And you're like, yeah, Justin at the same time, bro. Like, you also didn't hold your position, or you just ran in there too and died. And that's why your friend went in there and died for you. Like, that you were the cause of this whole bad play, bro. Like, well, I don't understand. It's funny. I literally have a friend like this. And so I think in those moments, what's hard is try not to do this when they're in the game, like trying to like turn the mirror back upon them, because this, again, frontal lobe, boop, they're gone, they're tilted. Another way to think about tilt too, it's a hiccup in your frontal lobes, or it's a hijacking of your frontal lobes. That's all tilt is. This is no longer working. When you're tilted, this shuts off. You are angry, you're upset, emotion regulation, impulse control is out the window. I don't know, for example, if you have a partner, or in the past if you had a partner, and they're screaming, they're yelling, they're upset about something, and you try to use logic and it just doesn't happen, is because this is gone. This is gone. So my first suggestion is, when they're a cool, calm, collected state, maybe we can start asking these questions of like, oh, okay, so in this situation, what did you want to do? What could we have done better? How could I have helped you? You know, and it's really asking these types of questions to see how we can start to turn this mirror upon themselves. And yes, sure, that person died and they're terrible. At the same time, how could we have helped them? How could we have thought about it? What could we have done or you have done in this situation differently to make it better or not to be so bad? And then really trying to ask these exploratory questions and understanding that if they get stuck, whatever they say is just more data for you to understand where their mind is, what their values are, and what they're getting irritated at. And so even if they can't see it, for you, it's important to understand where they get stuck and what they cannot see. And so if they can't see it, then maybe it's our responsibility to play around them. Unlucky, at the same time, until they're able to realize what they want to do differently, or if they decide they're not going to move, now it's our responsibility to figure out how to move. So that's how I would make sure they're in a calm, relaxed state to ask these types of questions for sure. Okay. What do you think about that? Let me know what you think. Reasonable. Okay, cool. Thanks. I got you. Yeah. I'm thinking that, again, it's really hard when they're not in a calm, relaxed state to kind of have these discussions because, like, this is gone. Like, if you're tilted, understand this is gone. It's gone offline. What to do when this is gone offline for you is it's time to take a break. Okay, your frontal lobes have shut off. It could be because you're too cognitively fatigued and you don't have the mental energy capacity to do the protocols, do the insight, the awareness pieces, start changing it. And fatigue is a natural part of gaming. I mean, think of it. I mean, if you're in America or if you're in, I heard Italy has this too. So think back to SAT, standardized testing, all those kinds of things, okay? Think of the trauma, the hazing process you need to go through. Think about it, okay? Remember what that was like? It was a 6-hour, 4-hour test in 2-hour blocks, maybe, depending on the subject or whatever, or however your country or school did it. And think of what that was like to focus on this test, think, crunch, analyze, answer. How did you feel after that test? I remember being freaking dead. Like, I don't want to think about anything. I don't want to do nothing. No one talk to me about. I just want to go to sleep because I was just tired. Now, think about how long you play your games for. Think about how long you spam games for. I bet you it's probably around or more than that. So essentially what you're doing is that you are taking the SAT, ACT, standardized testing the entire day, and you're wondering, why can't I play it to my best? Or why am I getting so tilted so quickly? It's because you're freaking tired. When's the last time you drank water? When's the last time you went outside? You ate some food? I don't know, use a bathroom, went to sleep. All these things we're talking about, especially in esports and shooting and aiming, is we're talking about frontal lobe activities. And the goal is, if you think about esports, who can keep their frontal lobes on for longer? That is the team that wins. Because if I tilt you, this is gone, and now I have a better chance of winning. And you might say, Ryan, but see, sometimes, bro, I get angry, and that helps me refocus on things and actually pushes my performance. Some people do that. Some people use their anger, use their emotions to fuel what they're doing in the game. Now, that's great. I'm not saying stop doing that. That's great. It worked. It's very effective. But what I think about that is, do you remember that movie, Monsters, Inc.? Monsters, Inc.? Any Disney Pixar fans out there? Monsters, Inc.? Yeah. So, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Monsters, Inc., I'll spoil it for you. Unlucky. So if you don't, this is the time to la 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 la. The whole premise of Monsters, Inc. is that they were trying to get screams from children by going into the rooms at nighttime. I'm sorry, my brain is going to like, wow, Pixar, this is a really dark movie. Think about it, you know, like people going into children's bedrooms at night. But anyway, what they found was that if we had this scream as fuel, it would fuel the monster city. And all the monsters were training to be good scarers so they could get maximum screams out of each child to fuel their pods. But at the end of the movie, what they found was that although screams was a good fuel and it did power the city, what was more effective was laughter, joy, and happiness. That was a much more stable and potent fuel. Why am I telling you this in Monsters, Inc.? Well, just like screams, anger can be a fuel. But what I compare it to is rocket fuel. It burns hot, it burns fast, but it doesn't last very long. Versus on the other side, if you're going to use a different fuel to help you, your own drive, your motivations, your efforts, your goals, what have you, it's a much more sustainable fuel. So if you want to compare these two, yes, they both work at the same time. How long, how efficient, and how does it feel? These are the three things to think about when you're using and selecting a type of fuel. Okay, I'm looking at the Discord. I feel like even when one guy's toxic, if I don't bring negativity to the rest of the team, with talking shit to that guy, we can still function as a team of 4 and just bait the toxic guy. True. Like you're saying, Shade, like you can use the reverse psychology on this person, right? Because maybe sometimes, like that's what I think about too. Like people that another reframe for you, if you're in a toxic lobby and people don't want to get out, they're making the game completely unplayable. From another perspective, this person just wants some friends. This person is so sad or alone that they want to keep you in this lobby with them because they want to play with you because they have no one to play with. So let's play with them. Let's let them have a good time. Let's have a good time with them. And oftentimes, if you just don't add toxicity or you try to build them up, probably they'll play better. But that's what I like to think about. Like, wow, this person just wants to be with me so bad. They want to just have this experience, and then I just play, have some fun, or try to have as much fun as I can with this person in this lobby. Okay. That makes sense. I remember when I was younger, I got tilted. I always blamed others, and I never grown since then, and now I deal with tilt way better. Yeah, I remember when I played fighting games, it's usually the ones who play the calmest and force the other opponent into playing worse and ends up winning. Okay, something else to think about too is that, like, I hear stoicism come up a lot. And stoicism basically is like kind of emotionless or trying to remove emotions and things like that. And I understand where that can have its benefits. At the same time, I think what's more important than just being stoic, I think what's important is understanding your emotions, knowing when your emotions come out, and understanding how to use your emotions for your benefit. Because I think what people don't realize is that it takes energy to feel something, and at the same time, it takes energy to hold something. The metaphor that I give people oftentimes is like, imagine that you have a beach ball. Okay, you have a beach ball, you're at the beach, it's full of air, and if I told you, okay, hold the beach ball down underwater, you could, right? You could hold the beach ball down, but it takes energy from your arms to hold the ball down. And what happens as soon as you release this ball, or you get tired, you don't hold it as good, and it slips out of your hands, what happens? Boom! It hits you right in the face, right? Like the ball will hit you in the face because air, pressure, boom, in the face. That's exactly how emotions work too, where it takes some force for you to hold and suppress an emotion. I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to be tilted. I'm not going to blah, 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 blah. So it takes me energy to hold this emotion away from me. But as soon as I get tired, as soon as I pay attention to something else, as soon as something else happens and I slip, that emotion, boom, tilt hits me in the face. Maybe it's I'm not tilted from that first game, or I'm slightly tilted or whatever, and I'm holding this tilt away, and then something else happens, I slip, boom, now I'm doubly as tilted. I don't think people realize that it takes energy to hold emotions away. So instead, it's kind of like a Aikido, it's kind of like a water bending-esque thing where we can use our emotions in the way that we want, understand them, and then even if other negative emotions come, we can kind of bend them away from us, and they're not our emotions, they're other people's emotions. So it's understanding and having this ability to use your emotions properly instead of don't feel, hold them out here, play like a robot. Because unlucky, you're not a robot, you're a human, you have emotions, and that's how you can use them for your benefit. Thank you for the follow, Riley. Okay, Zepu, do you have any tips how to stop zoning out autopilot when gaming? Yeah, stop playing, bro. If you are zoning out or on autopilot, this is done. This is done. You are finished. Go take a break, go relax, or refocus on what you want from this experience. Refocus on your goals. Refocus on what you wanted to do in the game. Because either if you're on autopilot, you have moved away from the purpose you're playing, you've moved away from the thing that you're trying to improve, and now you're just playing. Which kind of goes back to that conversation I had with the other player where just play more 5-head. It's the same kind of thing. where sure you're playing more and you're unconsciously working on mechanics, but it's not as effective as you have your intention set and you work towards it. So if you're on autopilot or you notice yourself zoning out in the game, that's a good time to stop playing. Stop playing, take a break, you are tired. Thanks for the follow. So take a break, reassess, get something to eat, drink some water, then you're ready and your cognition is back to normal, or you have that endurance, go for it again. Thank you for all the help and everything. I benefit from these conversations, especially with the frontal lobe stuff you keep mentioning. Bro, it's all in your frontal lobe. This is esports right here. This is esports. This is who you are. This is higher order level of thinking. This is what's important. Boom. I love the stoic TikToks I get. Bro, TikTok is amazing. Okay, do you want to know the sad, scary thing though with TikTok is? You remember your parents are like, oh yeah, this statistic, or I saw this thing, or I read this article, and their reference is Facebook. For us in our generation, our reference is TikTok. Like, oh, I saw this, I read this, I thought about this. It's not from something, it's from TikTok. And so your parents' Facebook is our TikTok. So there's that. But it's amazing. I love it. I learned so many things from TikTok. If you start watching TikTok just fries your brain, but I disagree. My For You page is 80% positivity and motivational stuff rather than random memes or thirst traps. Yeah, I mean, it really depends on how you use the talk, right? Or what you look for. Because just like Google, you're... Okay. Relating what you said, Shade, to, like, your brain and your perspective and Google and stuff. Like, for example, TikTok, Google, YouTube, whatever out there, internets, search engine wise, it's just a search engine, and the thing that powers the search engine is you. And so depending on what you're looking for, depending on what you're searching for, it's going to bring it up for you. And so this also relates to positive, negativity, what you want in game, what you're searching for. That's all your brain is doing. Basically, your brain is Google, and you have to direct your brain where you want it to go so it can search for the right thing. So if you set it on negativity, if you set it on the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, on the guilt and shame, on the things that you didn't do, the missed shots, it's gonna find those things. But if you set your brain on, okay, I'm gonna hit the next shot, I'm working on my positioning, I'm gonna focus on winning, I'm gonna focus on doing these things, that it's also gonna search those things. So if you want to imagine TikTok, Google, YouTube as your brain, it's the same thing. So for example, Shade, if your TikTok is positive, 8% positivity and motivational stuff, then that's what you've set your brain, your mentality, your goals for, versus not. Okay, Nick DG, do you have any practices, self-talk prompts to help facilitate the flow state in the game? Yeah, I do. With each of these practice self-talk prompts, what are you I mean, this goes back to the Google thing. What are you searching for? Okay, for example, if you are thinking about all the things that you want to do, for example, in my head, in my experience, perfect esports is played in the present to a minute 30 seconds in the future. That's perfect esports, where you are in the game, that's flowing, you're in the game, you're seeing what's happening on the screen, and you're thinking about how you're going to play into the future. Not too far, just a minute to a minute and a half into the future. Now, if you think about not so good esports, you're thinking about too far in the future or too far in the past. Oh my god, I shoulda, coulda, woulda's. If I only's, if I hit the shot, that's in the past. We can't change those things. It's already happened. And if you think about there and get stuck there, you're thinking about something that has already happened. Like this is finished. It's done. But if you're too far in the future of, oh my god, like this other conversation, oh my gosh, I'm put in a 1v3 situation. If I win this 1v3, our team comes back and we have a chance to win, but if I don't, then it looks stupid and blah, 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 blah. That's too far in the future, because if you get stuck here in this future, you are thinking about something that technically and literally does not exist yet. It doesn't exist. You're thinking about a future that hasn't come. But what matters is what you do right here to the next minute and a half that will dictate what happens in the future. So if you get stuck there, it's important to stay here in the present to minute and a half into the future. To align yourself with these self-talk prompts is make sure when you're using self-talk that you're focusing on the things that you want to do. I'm going to hit the next shot. Okay, this next round, I'm going to go here. I'm going to look for this. Okay, this round, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Like your own checklist of things that you want to be doing in now to a minute and a half. Being fully in the present mode and not dwelling on the past mistakes or forcing future outcomes is what I'm trying to deal with. Very good. Very good. So for you, I think it's taking a deep breath. Okay, that round is finished. I made those mistakes. I accept I made those mistakes. It's fine. And this round, I want to do this. It's about catching yourself when you're thinking too far into the past or too far into the future. Catch yourself and then ground yourself into what do you want to do this round? What do you want to do in the next minute to minute half? What do you want to do? And I think that might help improve your flow. That might help distract you or take away from the past or future oriented thinking is what you want to do right now. Great question. Okay, Kyle says, how important is sleep? Also, do you think circadian rhythm matters? I normally work really early, 3 a.m. Damn! A few days a week. Although I try to get to bed early the day before, sometimes I struggle. How can I improve that? Ugh. I'm sorry you have to get up at 3 a.m., man. That is rough. With sleep, it is important. Like, you do have a rhythm. Unlucky that, though, like, I think of like all the shifts, they said the graveyard shift is the worst one, and the 3 a.m. one is probably the worst one for you. But, what I'm thinking my friend Dr. Daniel Bonner would say, and please check out Dr. Daniel Bonner. He is a sleep specialist who used to work with us in 1HP, but he just had a baby and now is doing baby things. Lucky. Wish I could be a stay-at-home dad. So what he would say is that it is important. And so what you would do is making sure that this is a schedule that you can be consistent in with waking up and going to sleep. And I think what he would say is that it gets kind of messy, or your circadian gets messed up if you don't have a nice sleep hygiene or pattern or rhythm around the same time you're going to sleep. And so if you can be as consistent as possible with the sleeping, that'd be the best. Unlucky, I'm trying to think of like your weekend or when you have off and if you want to sleep more and how that might get thrown off. But what I'm thinking is as long as you can have a nice routine with that sleep, it might help falling asleep and getting up consistently, because your body loves habits, it loves routine, and so sleep is one of those things. Fun fact, melatonin, it doesn't help you actually fall asleep. That's right, it doesn't actually help you fall asleep. So if you're eating melatonin thinking that, oh, this is going to make me sleepy, that's not exactly what melatonin is great in. Melatonin is great in resetting your circadian rhythm. And so, for example, like if you eat it and think you're going to sleep, what you're essentially doing is you're trying to set your clock to when you're trying to go to sleep. So if you take melatonin, for example, at 9 o'clock p.m., and then the next time you take it at 1 a.m., your body's like, okay, I don't know where it's going or where this time is, but then you're placeboing yourself to think, okay, if I eat this, I'm going to go to sleep. But really what you're doing is you're trying to reset the circadian rhythm. So that's why if you're traveling and you have jet lag, that's probably a good time to take melatonin so you can help reset your clock to where you are so you're not as jet lagged. But if you're using it as a sleep aid, you might be messing up your circadian rhythm. That being said, reach out to Dr. Daniel Bonner, our sleep specialist. He knows much more about sleep. The thing that I really learned from him was the light therapy and getting up. If you're tired in the morning, the best thing that you can do via Daniel is go outside. I know gamers, this is gonna be weird. Go outside, full sunlight. And he said up to 2 hours is good for you. 30 minutes works, but also if you can incorporate sunlight and working out. So for example, if you go into the sun and take a walk in full sun, that'll help you wake up more fast and more quickly, more effectively. Amazing. It works. It totally works. Okay. Do you know what polyphasic sleep is? I'm guessing that is many phases of sleep. What about it, Shawnee? Like, what do you want to know about polyphasic sleep is? Like, REM cycle, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4? Like, what do you mean? Going back to the chat, do you know if doing a full inhale, then... Oh, the double inhale. I mean, there's a lot of breathing techniques that work, and I really do believe in breathing. The thing that I think I want to highlight, though, with breathing and not breathing, oh, breathing and not breathing, please breathe, with breathing exercises and things like that is it's important to understand what you're trying to address. For stress, typically there are two systems. There's the somatic pathway and the cognitive pathway. These are the two ways that you experience stress. So let's take somatic, for example. Somatic is everything in your body. Your heart, when you experience stress, your heart rate might go up, you might sweat, you might shake, your blood pressure will increase. All these somatic things that you might experience when you're stressed out. Okay, that's of your body. Now, the cognitive pathway are all the things that you think. The spirals you go into, the oh no's, the what ifs, the the things you think about when you experience stress, what it's going to mean in the future, all those things. And why it's important to make these two distinctions of stress is because depending on how you're experiencing it more somatically or more cognitively, you use different techniques. So oftentimes or sometimes I have players saying like, hey, I'm doing these breathing techniques, but I'm still freaking out, man. Why aren't the breathing techniques working? It's like, well, the breathing techniques work much more effectively on the somatic symptoms of your stress. If your body is increasing in activity, the breathing exercises helps calm your somatic system down so you can think more clearly. And here's the confusing part. Your body affects your mind affects your body. And so yes, if you do somatic techniques to bring your body back to homeostasis, sure, it could clear up your brain, but again, it works more effectively on these somatic symptoms. And here's the thing. The interpretation, like I said earlier, of how your body is feeling can also affect how you're perceiving the stress. If you're doing the body, you're like, oh my God, when I feel this, I'm stressed out, I'm freaking out, I'm feeling terribly. That's your mental cognitive interpretation of the somatic symptoms. Now, we've been talking about the other stuff, the cognitive stuff, the reframing, the challenging, the mindset shifts. Those are cognitive techniques to make sure that you're not freaking out in your head. And if you're not freaking out in your head, you can calm your body down. But at the same time, it's important to match. Is it more of a mental thing for you, or is it more of a physical thing for you and how you're interpreting it? Then we can allocate the correct response to get the response that you want. So breathing works really well for somatic responses, and yes, because it calms your body down, it should and could and would affect your mental state. At the same time, if you want to go the other way and solve the things you're freaking out on, it will also bring your stress levels down. So chicken, egg, chicken, depends on who you are. All that matters is you're matching the right technique with the right response. Does that make sense? It's something I've heard for leaders who started doing. Well, after 2 inhales and full exhales, Prob should have said that first. Consistency is key in everything. Absolutely. So as long as your technique matches the thing that you're experiencing, it should work more effectively. Yep, that is Andrew Huberman. That's him. That's him. Also, if you guys want to, I'm not sponsored or anything, but I have a really hard time with meditation and mindfulness myself because ADHD, my brain goes everywhere. You tell me to sit down nicely and think about stuff. My brain is thinking, I'm hungry, or what am I doing now? Or, oh yeah, breath. What's that smell? What are we doing now? Okay, what am I doing after this? Oh man, remember that sick clip of that Marshall kill? Oh, we just start breathing. It's really hard for me to do it myself, and so Hyperice has this thing called a core. I know, I'm gonna tell you about it. Off the bat, I'm gonna tell you that's $200, but it helps a lot if you're into this and you want to get serious about your mental. Basically, it's a ball that you put your thumbs on that vibrates, and it links to a headset, so it's like a guided meditation with vibrations. Why I love the core is that it vibrates so you can't fall asleep. You can't fall asleep while you do it. 2, the guided meditation goes with vibrations, so you can have a nice little journey that you go on. And then why the third piece is that on your phone, there's an app that connects with the core that shows you your breathing rate, your focus, your calmness. So I think it's really cool to get that data and to actually have that practice. And there's lists and lists of different types of mindfulness exercises that you can do. So if you're interested in that, check out the core through Hyperice. Okay. I also have ADHD, and after learning more about ADHD from my doctor, he mentioned that stimulants can calm me down for a bit. For example, when I drink caffeine, it makes me feel sleepy/tired. Do you recommend drinking caffeine if you have ADHD? Good question. If you have ADHD, my first suggestion is go see a psychiatrist, go see a psychologist. The best treatment is them working in conjunction together. And so basically, a psychiatrist, the medical doctor, will provide you with the medication, and a psychologist will provide you with the behavioral skills. Together, they can work in conjunction to understand how much the medication you're giving you, the type of medication, and the techniques that you're learning, and then help each other in their treatment. Now, interestingly, some people think of, okay, if I have ADHD, why are they giving me a stimulant? That doesn't make any sense because already, like, their brains are going so fast. Why would you give someone going fast a stimulant? Well, the theory behind ADHD medication and stimulants is that there's an excitatory neuron and an inhibitory neuron. So the theory behind it is that a stimulant is going to stimulate the inhibitory response, so it has more chances of stopping your impulses or stopping the excitatory impulses. So basically, your excitatory impulses are going out of control because basically all gas, no brakes. That's what it is. You're all gas, no brakes. And so what the stimulant is trying to do is help you gas your brakes. That's all it's trying to do. That's a theory behind the stimulants for people with ADHD. Now, caffeine is a stimulant. And so oftentimes people who may have ADHD or may not may self-medicate or use other stimulants to get this excitatory brake thing going, so it like stops excitatory stuff. So maybe medication might be more effective for you than caffeine because the dosage of things might be different. So I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just pointing you that you should go see a medical doctor and have that conversation with them. I have seen some players drinking caffeine to alleviate some of these ADHD-like symptoms. So you could. I've seen it. But again, go talk to your doctor about that. They will have more information for you for sure. Okay, the other thing with ADHD that I want to mention that I think we started this entire conversation off coming full circle is that typically if you have ADHD, your perception of time is off. Like how long it's going to take you to do something, how long it's going to take you to learn something, complete something. Typically because you think more fast or you're used to things coming more quickly to you. Oftentimes people with ADHD are more creative. They see things differently. They connect things more creatively. And so I think the speed in which people with ADHD think sometimes messes with their perception of time and their improvements, because sometimes they can pick up things really quickly. And so like when you hit a plateau, people with ADHD may get more tilted or frustrated because I should be able to learn this more quickly. Why isn't this coming as quickly as I thought? Then they get tilted at themselves and the guilt and shame spiral happens. So sometimes it's more important to understand that like, oh, it's going to take me a little longer to learn this. There's just some small tips and tricks that I need to pick up so I can improve. So if you have ADHD and you're experiencing this irritation, welcome to my world. It's normal. It's time to take a step back and show some grace and understand that it's all part of the process. And maybe this is just one of those things where we need to slow down to understand what's happening. And that's one of our problems, is slowing down. Ooh, Shade, you sent me this this sleep thing, and it kind of reminds me of those people who are like trying to like stay up for 24 hours, something like that. So they like take 20-minute naps throughout the entire day and trying to maximize whatever. To be honest, I'll have to do more research into this. I think what's recommended is 7 to 8 hours. Here's the thing with sleep though, everybody's different. And so if you really want to explore your sleep and to see how much sleep you actually need, what's really fun is that if you can, now that it's summer or what have you, you don't have much responsibilities, for like a week or two, go to sleep and don't set any alarms. And when you wake up, see how many hours of sleep that you actually needed over those 2 weeks. And then that will be your range through that average. It's going to give you a nice data set of how many actual hours you need. Because 6 to 8 or whatever is recommended for the average human adult. But biology will show us that teenagers, their clocks get shifted more late. So they want to stay up later and wake up later. And adults will shift the other way. Like old people want to wake up early and go to sleep earlier. So biology is kind of fighting you to unlucky. But for you, if you're an adult or whoever you are, is making sure that you understand how much sleep you need for yourself. Because 6 to 8 is recommended, but what do you need? Some people need 10, some people need 9, some people need 5. I don't know, but what do you work best on? And then from there, we can create a routine or something around that so you can get that perfect amount of sleep for yourself. What counts as waking up? Sometimes I get woken up by things, but I feel like I'm well rested. I mean, here's the thing too, like, if you feel well, okay, this is really funny you're bringing this up, Shada, because I was supposed to have coffee with Casey this morning, where me and Casey, who is our registered dietitian in 1HP, we have conversations every morning, but I wasn't feeling that great, so I told him we'd do it next week. The thing that's really funny that we talked about last time was placebos, and you thinking about stuff and it being helpful or not, but it doesn't matter because you thought it was helpful. The reason I bring that up is like, bro, if you feel rested, let's not ask any questions about it. If you feel rested and this is good for today, that's great. At the same time, what might be interesting is for you to understand your need of hours. Sometimes I wake and say to myself that I should Always listen to your shoulds. I should get up since I got like 9 hours already, but then end up falling again on sleeping 10 plus hours, bro. I'm just more interested in how many hours of sleep you need. Do you have a really big sleep debt where you need to recover that hours? There's a lot of things I have questions about, but I'm thinking just setting up a nice routine for yourself and understanding what your wake up routine is, which is really important for all of you. Like, what is your wake up routine? Like, when you wake up, what do? You use a bathroom, you brush your teeth, I hope. Some people take a shower, breakfast, whatever. What is your routine? At the same time, at nighttime, what is your routine at night? Do you have a skincare routine? You brush your teeth again, use the bathroom, you take a shower, whatever that routine is. And why I'm stressing these two routines, waking up and going to bed, is because your body loves habits. And so when you do these routines, for example, okay, I'm getting up, I don't feel like I'm brushing, my body knows that it's time to wake up. At the same time, as soon as I engage my sleepy routine, my body will know it's time to go to sleep, or it's soon going to be time to go to sleep. Now your body has these prompts, behavioral prompts, to do whatever you want it to do. Without it, it's kind of random. Like, are we going waking up? Are we going to sleep? Are we waking up? We going? What are we doing? In the summer last year, I usually went to sleep around 1 and woke up around 12. Okay. Maybe that's what you need. 1 a.m. to 11 to 12. What that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11 hours of sleep. Maybe that's what you need. So we have to plan around that. But now in school, I feel more energetic unless I sleep. The problem is that my battery runs out during the day. So if your battery runs out during the day, are you actually resting to full power? Because it seems that, like, if you need 10 to 11 hours of sleep and you don't getting the sleep and you're noticing your battery run out, I'm wondering if you're actually not getting as much restorative sleep that you need via time or quality. One of the two. So maybe you need more sleep, buddy. Here's the thing too. What we're talking about is self-science. All these questions and all these things are for you to do self-science on. So we're talking about toxicity. We talked about sleeping routines. We talked about mindset shifts. We talked about stress reinterpretations, all these kinds of things. What I want to encourage you is try. And here's the best part. If it doesn't work, chuck it. I am full of belief of if it works for you, it works for you. The rest is whatever. What may work for you may not work for somebody else, but that's totally fine. Don't compare yourself to other people. If it works for you, let's keep doing it. Let's build upon it. So again, I encourage you to find the things that work. I encourage you to reach out to me if you'd like. We could start this conversation, find your win condition today if you want to, and help you break some of these mindsets, build some of these routines, think of what you're doing in real time, do the AKA model, all of it, to help you grow in whatever your area you want to grow in. But at the same time, it's about you and what works for you. And if it works for you, fine. If it doesn't work for somebody else, whatever. Let's find your secret sauce to your success. I think that's the most important thing, where if you compare, he did it this way, or she did it, or they did it this way, why can't I do that? It doesn't matter. That's not your path. That's their path. So let's find your path. Your path is yours, and that's okay. Let's accept that this is your path. And how would you want to do it differently? That's the best part. Because like I said earlier, all we're talking about here is skills. All these things are skills. Your mentality is a skill. The way that you direct your Google is a skill. Okay, we can't use your fingers, can't use your hands, but the way you think and execute and put together and relate and talk and communicate, that's skills. Also, I've been trying to do NSDR before going to sleep, and I found that 7 hours were enough when I did NSDR. What is NSDR? I don't know what NSDR is. Non-sleep deep rest. I need to do more research into this. Also, since I have all of you, something I want to highlight is, if you're trying to fix your sleep schedule, please do not stay up 24 hours, 48 hours and try to fall asleep when I'm tired. Please don't do that. I don't know where that got going of like, yeah, I'm just gonna reset my sleep schedule like this. I heard for some people that it's easier, but it's not as effective. Like, yeah, you're tired, but how does it feel? It feels terrible. So if you're trying to reset your sleep schedule, what is important to do is do it slowly. So if, for example, if you're trying to move your sleep schedule back, what you want to do is move it by 10, 20 minutes back. If you're sleeping at 4:40, then 4:20, giggity, then 4 o'clock. then move it slowly over time. And it's easier for you to do than killing yourself for 24, 48 hours and then crashing and burning. And then it doesn't stick. So slowly move it back. Weird. Isn't that just like progress in your game? Slow moves instead of these huge sweeping stay for 24 hours. Just so slowly move it back by 15, 20 minute increments, 10, 15, 20 minute increments versus 24 hours. Please do that. And ADX, they're asking it in the Discord for Voltaic. That's where they're asking these questions. Yeah, dude, we should do more of these. I really miss hanging out with all of you. This has been so fun. And like I was telling Hot Rod earlier, I love all these questions because it definitely keeps me on my toes. But anyway, I'm really thankful for the Voltaic community. Thank you so much for allowing me to come and talk with you. I'd love to do this more often, so let me know when you guys want another one. This has been so fun. I really hope that with your aiming community, that really focus on this mental piece. Yes, it's about the hands and about your aiming, but at the same time, isn't it funny how much your brain affects what you think that affects your aim and what you do? You know what I mean? Any supplements you could recommend? I'm gonna give you, where is Casey's? I'm gonna give you Casey Thomas's. I'm gonna give you Casey's Discord, and I want you to text him. If you have questions regarding supplements, nutrition, your diet, all those things, please talk to him. His brain is so big, he's so knowledgeable, and so funny at the same time. So if Casey would be the one to talk to you about supplements, and you'd be amazed of how many supplements people take where he's like, yeah, dude, this is not doing what you want. You should be doing this instead. So reach out to Casey, and he can direct you on more supplements and things like that. Yeah, so ask Casey. Casey's the man. I think he has a website, gamerdiet.com. And so if you want a consultation with him, you're serious about getting into your nutrition, you can visit his website and talk with him. He's very, very smart. Very smart. Oh, get him on Voltaic AMA next time too. Yes. I think we're going to do more 1 HP stuff. I think it'd be really fun to host Casey too, or if Casey just comes to it by himself. He's a really fun guy. And he also upgraded his video equipment, so he looks crispy. So yeah, for sure. I'll tell him that the Voltaic community wants him to come out too. Yes, so if you want to learn more about me and what I do, you can visit my website, psychsensei.com. And there you can find all the information, all the resources to my LinkedIn, my Discord, my Spotify, my YouTube channel, my TikToks. That's right, I make TikToks. My Instagram, all of it there on my website, psychsensei.com. And also, if you want to reach out to me on Twitter at the PsychSensei, follow me. You'll never miss a crazy zany thought of mine or cool insight or whatever. They're on my Twitter. And also, I try to stream every night at 7 p.m. PST, 11 p.m. EST. Right now, I'm doing a Valorant climb, trying to only use marshals, sheriffs, and ops to play, and learning abilities and things like that. Other than that, sometimes I have the clinic where I answer questions like this. Could be an AMA, or I have office hours where people can come in and ask me questions too. And then on Friday mornings, I have Coffee with Casey, our dietitian, and we talk about esports performance and all those kinds of things. Yeah, we should have a VT podcast on Spotify, dude. We should. That'd be so fun. So, bro, you can follow me, all those things, all the resources. And also, I dropped my Discord ID. So if anybody in the Voltaic community has any questions, comments, or concerns, or whatever, want to interface or ask me stuff, please don't be a stranger to reach out. I'm sure that this won't be the last time I'll do these things, but in the meantime, if you guys have any questions or what have you, you can always shoot them my way. Thank you so much for allowing me to come here. Shout out to Hot Rod, shout out to Cine. Thank you again for allowing me to come. My Twitter is at the PsychSensei. No, one word. But yes, thank you so much for the follows, my friends. I appreciate all of you so much. And hopefully you'll come back, or I'll come back to host another one. But like I said, if you have any other questions, please feel free to shoot them my way via Discord, via Twitter, via however you want to reach me. I'd love to work with you or answer your questions to help you be a better gamer, person, what have you. And remember, gamers, stronger mental wins, yes?